I'm Laura Kickspooks and I'm here today to talk about my 2021 reading goals, which I'm really excited about. Okay, so I'm going to start with the biggest one that I've been thinking about for the longest. So, I want to read something every day, and everyone says that every year, Lauren. Everyone is always wanting to read something every day. I'm not talking about a set number of pages. I mean a short, complete piece. So every day I would like to finish a short story, a poem, an essay, a novella, something that is not prose fiction. And even if it is only one of those things, if it's a collection of those things, I think kind of the days I choose to read a poem, I might push myself to read a whole poetry collection because they're very short. But when I've been writing recently, I've found myself kind of butting my head against an experience with different forms. I think the only way to, remedy that is to read it, and to read it excessively. So I have gathered up a quite substantial collection of short stories and essay collections on my TBR for this year. I've also got a a membership with the National Poetry Library, which I can get ebooks from, and hopefully later in the year when they reopen, go in and get physical poetry collections again, which is always lovely. And I live so close that it kind of feels like a sin not to be using that resource. I'm also going to be using my Audible credits to kind of find some more essay collections. I've got a lot of short story collections, a couple of essay collections, but I kind of feel like creative non-fiction needs to be something that I'm investigating this year. I'm not going to be really cruel with myself. As long as I finish 365 something throughout the course of the year, I'll probably give myself it with the aim of, a bit of something every day, just to keep it continuous. Having said that, yes, I would also like to read at least 50 pages a day of something, even if that's like 20 pages of my short story, 30 pages of a novel. I feel like 50 pages is doable, especially if, as my next goal, I read each way on my commute every day. That should be 50 pages. However, I get on the tube and I'm exhausted by the hour I've been awake, and I'm just like, I can't be bothered. Or I can't sit down, so I can't get my book out. Or there are lots of excuses. There are so many possible excuses for me not reading on the commute. And I really want to push myself to do it both ways every day. Like, there's no penalty if I don't. It's just something that I would like to do for me. I'm going to try and read 100 books again in 2021. It's a goal that I've been trying to reach for years. Who knows if I only did it in 2020 because of a pandemic. But then I don't think I was particularly reading a lot more than I would have anyway. I wasn't reading during the times I would have been at work because I didn't get furloughed. I was working all the way through. So maybe I just got a little bit better at managing my time. I got used to the routine of having a job, balancing the things I want to do, spending time with Jessie, and, figuring life out. So I would like to read more genres if possible, because this year, just gone, I started reading some historical fiction, loved it. Maybe because it was queer historical fiction. But, I feel like there are so many genres and subgenres and weird little books out there in the world that don't quite fit neatly into a genre at all that I'm missing out on, because I'm like, oh, I read sci-fi, fantasy. I read a lot of different stuff. Translations, literary. But I'm very certain on what I don't read. Like, I don't read romance, I don't read crime, I don't read thrillers or horror. Maybe I need to kind of find what I enjoy about those genres to, make my reading even broader while I'm dropping notebooks on the floor loudly. When I'm thinking about how to improve my translated reading, I read a lot of Japanese books. I got a lot of Japanese books, which is obviously great, and I love or I wouldn't be doing it, but I feel like I am limiting my translated journey. So I'm going to say, for every Japanese book I'm going to read, I would like to read 2 that are not Japanese. Like, literally any other language in the world. So, I think that doesn't sound hard, but knowing my reading habits, it will be hard. But I'm excited. I'm excited to kind of get some broader exposure. And as well as looking further from home, I kind of want to look closer to home as well. I would like to read some northern books this year. I read Boy Parts by Eliza Clark right at the end of 2020. Adored it. It was fantastic. I have so many northern books on my TBR. I've got Saltwater, I've got Ionopolis that I've started reading, and just never finished. I've got The Lytton Path. I've got, you know, a good choice of Northern books. And I want to support some Northern authors and get some more Northern books on my TBR. However, having said that, my next goal is a book buying ban. I've got nearly 100 books on my TBR, which is like fairly standard for BookTube, but also at the start of this year I was nearly down to 40. How does this happen? I'll tell you how it happens. Jessie buys books, I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds alright. It'll also go on my TBR even though I haven't bought it. So I'm not going to stop doing that. Like, if Jessie buys a book that I think I will enjoy, it will also go on my active TBR. But I'm not going to put everything Jessie buys on my active TBR like I have been doing, because it just gets out of hand so quickly, and like none of them are books that I chose or bought. So I feel like even though my TBR is getting bigger and bigger, there's not actually a lot of books that I've gone out of my way and been excited about to get. So I'm going to try and not buy some books for quite a while, or if I do, I want to read 2 TBR books for every non-TBR book that I read or buy. You know, making this numerical a spicy challenge for me, because I am stupid. So those are my main goals. Let me just rerun through them. I want to read a short thing every day. I want to read a non-Japanese translated book for every translated Japanese book that I read. I'd like to read more genres. I'd like to read some Northern books. Oh, I'd like to listen to some more audiobooks. That's also on here. I would like to read 100 books overall. I'd like to read 2 TBR books for every new buy book that I read. And I would like to read on every commute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 goals for 2021. You know, we can't do this anymore. We're like 21 for 21. No. No one's got the energy. So I'm babbling now, just absolute shite coming out of my mouth, I'm sorry. So those are my goals for the year. Let me know what your goals are. Maybe I will steal a few, because we all know the reading challenges haven't even come out on Storygraph yet. So there will be more that I'm going to add beyond this video. This is just what I'm thinking at the close of 2020. Good luck with your goals. I hope you have a fantastic year of reading, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.